Yeah, I hear you. Oh no. It's my energy, bro. My energy ruined this. I hear you just fine. Yeah. It's probably something stupid like one drop down click that you're just missing. Like it's not connected to your codec or whatever the fuck it is. I bet it's something that simple. Or just punch it.
Hello, hello, hello. Can you guys hear me now? Let's see if you can hear me now. Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? I see it on my screen that my mic is working now, so maybe they're hearing me now. Let's see.
Go on, if you believe in a higher power out there.
I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the chat to tell me that they hear me. That's it. Oh, they got me. All right.
Oh.
All right. Oh, well, you can hear our guests in the background, but let's get into our sponsors. Hey, welcome to another episode of Break the Cycle with me, your host, Joshua Smith. I am so sorry about that. I have no idea what happened. I didn't change any settings from the last show, and all of a sudden my mic doesn't work. But we're going to fix that right now. Let's get into some sponsors. Lorenzotti.coffee for all your delicious Italian coffee needs delivered directly to your door. Bring the taste of Italy home. Use BTC at checkout for a 10% discount. And of course, toplobster.com, the man, the myth, the legend, for all of your wonderful graphic design needs. Hit this man up. Use him for everything. Check out his merch at toplobster.com. It's some of the best stuff you can find, like this great fuck around and find out hoodie that I'm wearing tonight. You can get everything there for 10% off by using BTC at checkout. And of course, anthemplanning.com for all your emergency, crisis, and planning needs. Check these people out. Executive producers of the show, great people, doing great work, stuff that the government sucks at. Please hit them up and use them. Now, deeply apologize for messing up the audio. I swear to God, I didn't change a single setting. I don't know what happened here, but anyways, we got a great guest tonight. I'm stoked about this one. You guys may not know who he is because I haven't talked a lot about him, but we're going to figure that out tonight. He is a stand-up comedian. He is the host of the Porcupine podcast and also the Cult of Us, which is a comedy podcast. I wasn't familiar with it. I listened to a couple episodes recently. It's really funny. Great guy. Libertarian Party Mises Caucus member of Pennsylvania, so we're going to get into some of that stuff tonight. He is Adam Nutter. How you doing tonight, sir? Neuter. You're like, great. Yeah. Like, you couldn't go on YouTube real quick and figure out who the fuck I was? Yeah, man. Hey, and thank you for being here through my my boomerang of the audio issues again. Dude, it's pretty funny. This is like episode 30. I think you're episode 30, maybe 29. I don't know. But so like in the first 5 episodes, I fucked up everything every single time. Like I'm literally producing this show by myself. You know what I mean? I'm doing the whole thing by myself. It's not easy. It's all push button though. Like I had this really cool push button controller made by Stream Deck or Elgato. It's called the Stream Deck. I've programmed everything. It took me a month to get everything set right the way I needed it. I had to use my friend Nick Ashley every single show. I'm like, yo, I've lost audio. I don't know what's going on. Can you hop on and help me out? And then the last like 20 shows have been great. No issues whatsoever. And here we are at 30 and we're right back where we started, you know?
Staten Island in me. It brings stretcher where I go.
They say they can't hear you now too.
What?
Anyways, you start over now, Adam. No, Adam was just telling us about how he's been a stand-up comedian for what, 8 years? Is it 8 years?
Yeah.
And,
8-9 years.
And he said this was the best intro he's ever had, which is funny because I fucked it up so bad. But he said it's the best intro he's ever had because usually I fuck up his name and say something like Adam Neuter, and that sucks. That's what we were doing. That's what we were talking about. Man, this is going to be – I'm going to have to cut this for the audio podcast, but I apologize. Hey, you guys know who I am, man. You know I mess this shit up all the time. So
That's so wild. You can hear me, though? That's crazy.
Yeah, they can hear you now. There was one button I fucked up.
One goddamn button.
Someone messed up a setting for me.
See?
I didn't do it. I didn't touch any settings for my OBS whatsoever. And then I accidentally forget to hit the mute button for you. So,
dude, we have OBS too, and also we have a producer that always doesn't do his job, so it's fine. I love him, but he always fucks up. Dude, one of our cameras just broke. It's a fucking like $800 camera. I pay the money so I don't have to do this. And then here we are with a fucking camera down. My fucking headphones break all the time. The microphone goes down. This is $100. This boom mic is $100. If I take this weight off it, it just does this.
Yeah, it just sags.
What am I paying the fucking money for?
Yeah, no,
what are we doing?
Absolutely. No, I get it, dude. It's like one of my biggest fears, right? Like, cause I film with a DSLR camera, right? Like, it's a nice fucking camera, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, if this thing breaks, I'm gonna cry. Like, I have 7 kids. I can't replace that shit right away. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna have to miss a week of shows or 2.
Exactly. Yeah. Gotta work extra now. Now I gotta pick up fucking shifts at Uber.
Yeah.
Pay for my fucking camera.
DoorDash.
Sell my body. Whatever you gotta do, man.
Sucks. But anyways, man. So you're a stand-up comedian. You got the podcast. You got the Porcupine, which is pretty libertarian-based podcast. You got the Cult of Us, which is a comedy podcast. But how did you get to where you are as far as your Mises caucus member? You're a pretty new member to the Libertarian Party of Pennsylvania, from what I understand.
Yeah. So yeah, because I've only been in PA for 5 years. So I think I've only been part of the PA party for like 2.
Okay, so relatively new. But you came in with like the second wave of Mises guys then.
Yes, I was early on Mises, but I was like second wave Mises. I was like the guys who stormed D-Day after the first wave. We were like stepping over the bodies, like, oh shit, what happened here?
Man, these guys, what the fuck? These guys got Nazi symbols carved into their forehead everywhere and shit. What's going on?
I'm so glad I was a second wave.
Like it was rough, dude. I could tell you that being first wave when we were like 50 strong in the nation. It was exactly what it was like. It was like storming the beach, dude. We were like, all right, we're gonna go to as many conventions as we can make it to around the country, and people are gonna hate us and they're gonna talk shit about us, but we're gonna grow this movement. And look, now it's national. I mean, it's completely national. We've got 48 states organized. We're taking over whole boards in some of the worst states. I mean, it's been great, dude. But it wasn't so lucky at the Libertarian Party of Pennsylvania convention. And what happened there? Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
All right, we're getting right into it. So for I guess most of the people listening, you guys have to know the PA convention was last weekend. And okay, so technically, was there any illegal motions? No, nothing was illegal happened there. For people who don't understand, the PA, Michael Heiss, obviously from Mises Caucus, doing all the work he's been doing, him and a bunch of others, and I'll count myself in that. We've recruited a lot of people to get out to the PA convention this year. We did that. We did that. We had the most people ever sign up for the PA state convention, I think ever. The PA state party took credit for all those new members that we drove. Now, here's where all the controversy comes into play. There's a 180-day rule for each convention. There was if you're not a dues-paying member of the state party or a registered libertarian for 180 days, you're not allowed to be a voting member at the convention. Now, this rule has been waived unanimously, literally for every single convention ever, because you don't want to turn away new members of a voting voice. It's fucked up, right? You don't want to do that. Now, what do you think happened when we all showed up? What do you think happened?
This is why we have the rule, though.
Right. So what happened? Now I'm an eligible voting member because I've been a state dues paying member for 2 years. You can't stop me, right? I'm already in. But the 100 fucking and something people that we brought that wanted to change the party for the better, change the state for the better, actually, and these have been people, by the way, who have been like helping set up the convention, like helping with their own personal time, their own personal money, help with social media. put the word out there, recruited people. All these people now are getting not turned away as voting members.
Sure.
All of them. And they're taking credit, though, for all these members. So you're telling me, why would you not want the members to vote that you're claiming credit for?
Well,
right?
Well, because they don't want to lose their little tiny positions
Oh, that's
on the
right.
board.
Because you didn't bring them. We did.
Right.
Because you can't claim credit for it. That's why. You can't. Because if you did, if they were all your guys, you would be like, yeah, waive the rule. What do we give a shit?
Right.
But because it wasn't, they got scared. Now, also, there was listen, Steve Sheets, who was the chair, he's not anymore, but he was leading it. I don't know all the rules and Robert's rules and all that shit, right? Like, it gets confusing. People don't know these conventions are fucking nuts. Like, people just yelling at each other, like, fuck you, like, fuck you. I'm like, yo, what's up? Like, this is awesome. Like, I'm here for it, right? I'm in on it. But, like, I don't know all the rules and, like, procedure stuff. Like, I'm a comic, dude. At one point, I just had to be like, God, let's call someone an asshole or throw a punch. Like, I'm getting bored now because people are just arguing, like, you can't, that's out of order. You're out of order. I'm like, what are we, fucking good men here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. So I get lost in. But I was hearing that they were kind of breaking, like, procedure. Like the chair and stuff. They kind of weren't following the rules of the convention or whatever. Okay, fine, whatever. Then everybody gets up to debate it. Now, this is what the fucked up part is. I don't want to give a shout out to a lot of people here because, like, real quick, shout out to Rob Calburn, Joe Van Wagner, Joe Bissell, Kate Crosby, Calvin Minjone, Matt Rickline, Brandon Bentram, Tim Bain, Jeff Douglas, Luke Ensor, Jacob Winograd, and, of course, Michael Heiss, and a bunch of others. All these people didn't get any credit for all the help they put into the convention.
Bro, you also named some of my favorite people in the world there, by the way.
They're the best.
And one of those people is an executive producer of the show, by the way, just in case you're wondering.
Yeah, they're the fucking best. Yeah. Like, all these people put so much time into the convention to get zero credit from the state. Rob Calburn, by the way, all the people that didn't let him vote, that turned his voice away, he let them bus to his restaurant for free. I think he fed people for free. I'm not sure, but like he did all this setup stuff. Like, again, brought buses for people. Can't vote. Nah, because you might vote against us. So thanks for all the free shit, but no thanks. We're gonna turn you away. Well, so all those people couldn't vote. Well, Dave, not all of them, but you know,
Dave Smith. So I was on Dave Smith's show yesterday, and we talked a little bit about this because Dave was there.
Yeah, he was Friday. So I got there Saturday night. He was there Friday night. Yeah,
sure. All they did was kick the can down the road.
Yeah.
All they did was energize the Libertarians. I became a member of the Libertarian Party of Pennsylvania 3 days ago, and I will be at the next convention voting. You know what I mean? Because you guys don't have the state rule where you have to live in state.
That's the thing, is we had people from Ohio shouting down residents of, like, Pittsburgh.
Right.
It's like they fucking live, like, we live here. So that's the game you want to play. You know what? Fine, because here's the deal. Next year, no matter what, we are going to have 800 fucking people there.
Easy.
And no matter, you don't have the support. They don't. Like, they had the support of 70 people there. By the way, Drew Bingaman, whatever the fuck your name is, go fuck yourself, you fat fucking loser. That fat piece of shit got up during the convention and called all the new members to go fuck themselves. All the new members to go fuck themselves. Called them racist, misogynist. I just want to point something out. The tent was pretty separated, like Misa's side and, like, the fucking cathedral side, okay?
Exactly, yeah.
Guess who had all the women and people of color on their side?
The Mises Caucus, of course.
Wow.
Of course.
Wow, but we got called a bunch of fucking angry racist white guys by a bunch of fucking angry racist white guys.
Shocking. I'm shocked.
Shocking. Hey, by the way, the diabetes caucus, fucking pick up a weight. Fuck you guys. I'm sick of this plate. By the way, they got up and were able to call us racist, able to yell fuck you to us on the microphone during the official convention. And you know what Steve, and by the way, whatever, this is what it is to Steve Sheets, but you know what Steve Sheets did? He literally did this after they called us racist. He went, hey guys, you can't say that. Like, he had to, like, he said it like that. Like, this was filmed. I can't wait to show you. Yeah. That's how he said it. And, like, okay, thanks, Steve. You stuck up for, but, like, you know, if I got up and I was like, hey, Drew, fuck you, you fat piece of shit, fight me, they would have threw me out of the convention.
Sure. Oh yeah. quickly.
But they could say all that shit to us, no problem.
Yeah, well,
and they did it all day. They try to fucking get in our face they try to instigate all day.
Sure.
And we had to be like, no. Also, shout out to Mark Pizzacco too. I forgot to write him down.
Mark,
love Mark. But yeah, all these guys had to be like, guys, we have to be the bigger men here and bigger ladies here because like they want us to fucking be like, fuck you.
Yeah, they wanted you guys. They wanted to poke and prod you guys until you had some kind of blowout, and then they could be like, "See, they're angry, they're violent, they're racist." You know what I mean? That's what they do, and that's the kind of people that we're dealing with here, man. I mean, that's really what it is. And you know, I talked about this on Dave's show too recently. When I started with the caucus, it was literally 50 people or 75 people or something in a Facebook group on Facebook. I mean, that was what it was, and they mocked us. Right, you guys will never be anything, and now they have to invoke never before used bylaws to stop us. You know what I mean?
right.
In state parties.
This is the best too. Is like they're like, oh, we don't want. And this is their excuse. They're like, well, the primaries, and if you just change from Republican to Libertarian, you can still vote in the primaries as Republican. So we don't want any influence. It's like, you guys are using the government as an excuse. Aren't we supposed to be like, fuck the state? And you guys are referencing the state the whole time.
No, that cathedral caucus, it makes sense now,
And people kept saying that. They're like, oh, so the state has to recognize us as a libertarian, not the party. Like, oh, well, fuck the state. Who cares what they say?
Right.
Like, and all these fucking this cathedral caucus, it's a joke. And all these guys are wearing all these fucking name tags like milk toast rat fuck. Did you see all these pictures?
Oh yeah, I saw them. Yeah, rat fuck. There was a blue-pilled libertarian.
It's like, but
the cathedral caucus. Can you? I just want to stop and talk about how disgusting and fucking stupid it is to be proud to be part of the cathedral caucus. I mean, the cathedral. These people are so fucking blue-pilled that they don't even believe. First of all, they don't believe the cathedral exists, so they're using it as a joke against people who are brave enough to stand up to the mainstream media, the fucking government, academia, and social media platforms and big tech who are trying to censor your fucking speech, idiot. You know what I mean? And
fucking idiot.
And so they're so dumb that they don't understand that these people work together. So they call us conspiracy theorists and say that the cathedral is a anti-Semitic talking point. Like, no, motherfucker, look around you.
Hey, so the former chair of Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, Henry, right? Whatever the fuck his last name is.
He's the worst.
He's a fucking actual socialist.
Yeah, like legitimately.
He supports AOC and publicly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then he got fucking removed from the. He got fucking voted out, and then he had to get removed from all the fucking all the Discord and Slack shit because he just kept running his mouth and cursing people out. And they're like, yeah, real fucking childish, dude. Like, yeah, you lost fair and square. And then Bucks County, by the way, we had the same thing. We had to redo our elections because they didn't follow the rules. And this is how bad. This is how you know it's bad. Jen Moore, who's the new state chair party for PA, she is definitely not on our side, but she's willing to at least outwardly work with us. She said it, right? She even goes, yeah, actually, your former chair of Bucks County, what he did was wrong. She actually told us that.
Oh, yeah.
She was like, yeah. She's like, no, she's actually, you guys, what you did was right. You actually were in the right. We're like, no, we know. This isn't like, we weren't asking for your permission. We're just telling you what happened. That's what goes on. But all these people, that's what I'm saying. They are so afraid of their power being stripped. They don't care about the cause. They don't care about the lockdowns. They don't care about the message. They don't care about the fucking wars. They don't care about the drug war. They care about the racist white dudes who are angry.
Right. Which
obviously isn't true.
Well,
we're just like, hey, we care about liberty. We want to actually push the message. And again, look on our side. All the women and people of color here. We all are united on the same thing. You guys seem to be the people trying to stop that. You guys didn't bring 300 people to this convention. We did. You guys brought 78.
Right. And that's that's normal, especially in an off-year election. No convention,
that's what I'm saying.
No national convention. Now they're going to have to deal with all you guys coming in the year of a national convention.
And even if they want to ban you guys, the outside voters, we'll still have enough in voters. It doesn't matter.
Well, no, but the thing is that you guys will have enough in-state voters
to
stop them from even doing that. You know what I mean? They're going to have the most votes they've ever seen at a Libertarian Party convention in Pennsylvania, and I'll be there to make sure. Like I'm gonna be there.
I have my parents are coming from Staten Island.
Nice. Oh yeah, you're from Staten Island. We talked about this a little bit before.
Yeah. Well, that's where I'm from. Yeah.
Yeah, you're from the landfill, man.
Yeah, man. I'm from the place where they're like, oh, Wu-Tang in the dump. That's what we're known for. Like just those two things. Like you can see the dump from space and fucking Wu-Tang. I'm like, yeah, Wu-Tang's sick, but like, yeah, we can see we don't have the dump anymore. It's gone. But I used to run into Method Man all the time in Staten Island Mall. That's true. Like this nerdy 13-year-old white kid. I used to be like, yo, Method Man, what's up? And he'd be like, this fucking kid again. Like, yeah. I'm sick of seeing you.
Of course.
But yeah.
Of course. Well, and you know, who else is from there? That one guy that thinks he's funny on Saturday Night
Pete
Live.
Davidson.
Yeah, he's from Staten Island too, right?
Yeah. Sure is. And all the Impractical Jokers are from Staten Island.
Oh, are they all from Staten Island? All of them?
Yeah. Yeah. Funny thing about Sal is Sal used to, I think, be a part owner of this bar on Staten Island called the Muddy Cup in the North Shore. I used to go there all the time and get fucking hammered. So I used to see Sal all the time before either of us were anything. Obviously, he's a person. He's a famous person. I'm not. But you know what I'm saying? Before we each got into entertainment. Yeah,
you know, it's funny you say Sal. I get people tell me I look like that fucking guy all the time. All the time.
I mean, that's I think, I don't know, a little bit.
I'm like way less fat than Sal, okay?
It's the less fatter version, yeah.
Yeah, but we got about the same chicken legs, though, but that's okay. That's okay.
That's an Italian trait, sir. That's a Staten Island Italian trait. That's our stock.
It's like the big up top and skinny legs.
Big up here, but no fucking. I know Nutter's not an Italian name, but my family is very Italian. It's just the name didn't come down the line. But yeah, so we're all just big up here, small down here. We're like fucking chickens.
Sure.
Like fucking turkeys.
Is there anybody in Staten Island that's not Italian? You guys everyone's Italian?
Irish, the Irish.
Oh, the Irish.
The Irish.
It's some Jews, maybe a couple Jews here and there.
Yeah, a couple of Jews. Yeah, I just grew up with Italian Irish kids getting into fights all the time. So we did. And that's how we grew up. Is like, it's like, that's the thing too. And like these fucking like cathedral guys don't get it. It's like, you guys run your mouth online a lot. Hey man, I don't play that game. Like I don't come from that world. Yeah. I come from a world where like I grew up playing football in Staten Island, like in the streets, and like, you know, organized football, but especially in the streets. And like, you play in the streets and some kid's like, fucking fuck you, pussy. You're like, what?
Huh?
It's a fight.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. There's no like, no, I'm going to go home and tell my parents that you call me a pussy.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm going to break your fucking jaw because you call me a pussy. Like,
I try to explain that to people too. Like I work in politics and I do all this shit, but I'm from a pretty rough place too, but on the West Coast, you know what I mean? I'm right outside of Oakland. It's a pretty trashed up suburb, but it's a suburb still, but it's pretty gnarly. It's the same way. You don't talk shit unless you want to get in a fight, dude. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is. You don't and there's no chest bumping. You know what I mean? We're not chest bumping, dude. That's it. We're swinging and then it's over.
These motherfuckers, though, they'll get on Facebook and be like, and me, sis. And then you get to the convention, you're like, what's up? And they're like, what? I don't know. What is up?
Yeah.
It's the sky? It's a great day. How are you, sir? Oh, they're like tipping their hat to you. And then, by the way, as soon as we pulled off on the buses, all those guys were like, fuck you. Like, fucking, like, it was like a college football team.
Yeah.
Like, we were leaving and we just lost. And they were like, I'm like, you guys had 6 hours to do that to our faces. And you did it.
Right. Of course not.
If you're driving away on a bus. And that's the other thing, too. They try to be like, you guys held a convention the same exact time to take away. We held an after-hours party that had nothing to do with the state convention. And they were trying to be like, we're trying to take away from the convention.
Oh,
it's like, well, you're lying because you know that's not true.
Sure.
You could look the times up very easily. Like, the show was at 8 o'clock. The convention was over at 6:30.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? There was no overlap. We were all there the whole time. No one the majority of people left when they were told they couldn't vote and lost their voice. That's when they were told. And they were like, well, I guess I'll leave.
Yeah. What else would I do?
Like, why would I be here? You know?
Yeah, it's silly, man. My first campaign for chair back in 2017, you know, a lot of people did the same thing. They talked a lot of shit to me online. They called me racist and this and that and this and that. And they'd show up to their conventions. And I don't think they understood that I'm like, you know, I'm 6'2", 230 fucking pounds. And like, I know how to fight, right? And I'm not scared to like walk up to you and be like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing? You know? And every one of them is like, you'd see like visibly like hands shaking.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, hey, how are you? I didn't know you were going to be in Arizona. How did you get here? You know, and I'm like, I flew here, motherfucker. I'm running for chair of the party.
That's the thing. I'm like, do you guys know I did MMA for like 8 years? Like, do you guys know that? Like, I fought in a cage for amateur MMA in Staten Island illegally at the time for most of my fights. I think I have 4 legitimate fights, and then most of them were illegally in parking lots in New York, like for fucking $200. Like, I'm fucking crazy, dude. Like, I don't care about you. Like, you're not a fucking threat. So I'm gonna step to you. Like, don't fucking run your mouth. And like, I did to a few people, and they fucking did nothing.
Sure.
You know, but you got to keep your cool at the convention and stuff like that. You know, be the bigger man and whatever, and like, you can't threaten people. So I didn't. I was good. I was a good boy. But like, yeah, it's bad. It was bad, dude. It was, and like, I felt terrible for all those people who like spent so much fucking time and money and like support just to be like, nah, your voice doesn't matter here. Sorry, maybe next year. You know? Well,
enough about inside party politics, because not everybody wants to hear about that shit. Let's talk about comedy, man. You're a stand-up comedian. I think you're fucking hilarious. I'm becoming a fan. I can't wait to maybe someday be able to see you at a comedy club that's fucking not closed.
I'll make my way out there.
Yeah. Come on to Iowa, man. If you like ranch and corn, dude, this is the place to do it. You know what I mean? But why comedy, man? Why'd you get into comedy? What made you want to go that route?
Well, I wasn't molested, which is usually one of the options, but that wasn't mine. So I just, I think it would have been funnier though if I was, but I didn't. So no, I just, I was always, honestly, I was bullied as a kid, right? So before I got into fighting and shit like that, like I was a bullied kid, and I just never really stood up for myself. But I always found like solace in trying to be the funny guy at least, you know, and like that would get me out of some shit. And then you just kind of fall in love with comedy. So I fell in love with like Opie and Anthony back in when I was like 15, 16 years old. Because I'm growing up in New York, right? So then you listen to like Jim Norton, Patrice O'Neal, fucking Rich Voss, Bobby Kelly, Bill Burr, like the greats, you know? And you're like, fuck, dude, this is what I want to do. Like, this is it. This is what. And then luckily I lived in New York, and I was like, oh, well, this is one of the 2 cities to be easily start comedy, you know, here in LA at the time. So I just started doing open mics in Manhattan, and that's how I started comedy.
Nice, man.
Just eating shit for fucking ever, you know? And yeah, but that was it. That was a voyeur into it.
Hell yeah, man. So I mean, what it's 8 years you've been doing stand-up comedy?
Yeah, 8, 9, if you want to count last year. I say 8 to 9 years because you know, COVID kind of.
What are some of your Thomas McNutty in the chat said UFC fighter, comedian, hecklers are really taking their chances. I want to say shout out to Kenneth Calhoun. He says next year will be fire, Wu-Tang forever. Thanks for that.
Dude, Ken's a man. I love Ken.
Super chat. Almighty Beej with super chat. He said they look like they would catch on fire smoking in bed because they wear an oxygen tube. I think he's talking about the Cathedral Caucus. Yeah. Thanks for the super chats. So like, what are some of your favorite experiences like doing comedy, man?
I mean, it's lame, but like, I would say meeting people like just around the country, like meeting different folks and just, like talking to people and stuff like that. Also filling my narcissistic ego to try to be funny and try to make people like me.
Sure.
It's also because we're all mentally ill. Like any comic who tells you like, no, I just like to do comedy for, they're lying. The real answer is like, I have mental issues and I need to be validated all the time. And this is why I do this. So that's it. But no, I do like to meet people. It's fun to like just get out there and travel. Like I can't do a fucking desk job, man.
Right.
Like, I can't. Are you kidding? I don't know how people do it. I'll give you, my wife's a teacher, man. Okay? She's a teacher. She asked me the other week to help her read off a paper so she could type faster. And I was like, yeah, babe, I'll help you. And then she handed me the paper, and it was like 1,000 lines. And I was like, okay. And like, I started internally acting like a child throwing a temper tantrum because I can't handle like real work. Like she was like, all right, start. I was like, and she's also a fucking religion teacher too. Oh, so like, it's like super in-depth Catholic shit that I don't know about. And I'm like, and then Mark said to Jesus, I'm like, I don't want to be here. I was like, I want to go play video games. I'm like, I couldn't handle like trying to be an adult. I couldn't handle the simple task of my wife asked me to be an adult for fucking 5 minutes. And I get to the first page. I was like, I'm done. Can I go now? And she's like, I have 4 more pages. I was like, 4 more? I was like blown away. I was like, I don't ask you to write like jokes for me. This isn't fair.
Sure.
She's like, what? I'm like, I don't know. I'm just trying to get out of this.
Bro, you sound like my 7 kids, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like a child. Yeah. That's why I do comedy.
That's a good outlet though, really. I mean, it is. It's stand-up comedy is something that I've always wanted to do. I'm just not funny. So, like, it's not really my thing. You know what I mean?
Most comics aren't funny. I don't know if you knew that. Most comics aren't. Dude, most comics you talk to off stage are like, you're like, hey man, what's going on? They're like, just on depression medicine and just trying to work on this new bit, and I'm just living at home. My dog died. I'm like, cool man, this is fun. This is a great conversation we're having. Could you be fucking funny off mic? Like, they mostly can't.
Sure.
It's so rare to find a fucking comic who could just hang out and talk. That's why on my comedy podcast, and this is true for everyone asking us, like, why don't you guys have guests on as much? Because you guys suck. Like, be better. Like we would have on comics that were funny on stage, and then just show up for a podcast, and they couldn't have a fucking conversation.
That's crazy.
And we're like,
dude.
all right, man, you're killing our show. Like, you're killing our show. Like, just jump in, make a joke. And they're like, no, it has to be pre-written. Like, all right, so now we just invite people on who we could trust to be funny, and it's pretty much just Neil and I who do the show.
Sure. Well, and like I said, I listened to a couple episodes. You guys are fucking. It is a really good podcast. If you guys aren't familiar, check out his podcast, Cult of Us. I mean, it's really really good. I only knew the Libertarian one that you had started doing, the Porcupine. Why don't you talk a little bit about that one?
Yeah, so because we're both stupid people, I'm also a stupid person with technology. You think I would be able to fucking upload a podcast properly because, I do it with other shows I have. But no. So I recorded 4 episodes like a month ago. These are so old. When you guys listen to this, I'm sorry. These are fucking old now. But so I did the first episode with Larry Sharp, a good friend of mine, and then I upload it to Libsyn, and then I try to go to iTunes, and they're like, your thing's fucked up. I'm like, all right. And then I just emailed Libsyn finally. I'm like, hey, man, what the fuck's going on with the RSS feed? Like, you never published it properly. I was like, cool. So that's cool. So it's live now. You guys can go check it out. So it's live everywhere but iTunes and YouTube right now. But the Porcupine, so that's just my Libertarian one. I do solo, and I have on guest. I keep it, I try to be funny on that too and keep it light also. But I do talk about all the shit I care about because I don't want to do that on my comedy show. You know what I'm saying? Keep that shit separate. Like, it doesn't go well.
And for you guys that don't know, there's an episode of the Porcupine that I'm on somewhere.
Yes, the 4th episode, which will be out 3 weeks from now.
Like maybe 6 more years, 5 more years.
Maybe.
When did we record
maybe
that?
Never.
We recorded that I think we recorded that before I started my show, man. Or was it like right around the time I started my show? It's got to have been a month and a half.
It's easily a month ago. Dude, I fucked up. But when you we're talking about old shit, and you guys are like, what? Is this new? I'm like, no, it's not. For sure not. But after the 4th one, it will be up to date. I promise you guys.
Well, it's funny. I did a show with the Flyover Libertarian. It's like an Iowa Libertarian podcast here. Okay. And the really cool guys. I love them to death. They're so fucking cool. But they had me record my audio and was going to send it to them and then sync it. And this was before I had bought any of my gear, so I was doing it on an old iMac. And I used some random fucking program, and I got it, and then I sent him it. He's like, the file's corrupted, it won't work. And I'm like, well, I can play it on the computer. So I keep trying to send it to him different ways. Won't send. Still doesn't have it. This is before I even started my show. And he's like, oh, I'm going to come over. I'm going to get those audio files. I'll show you how to get them off there. I was like, cool. And he's like, hey, by the way, we all got hand, foot, and mouth disease, so we can't at the house. The kids gave it to us and shit, so we can't.
They fucking cows? What the fuck is
that's a normal thing, bro.
Really? I'm stupid.
That's a normal thing with kids, especially something we got to look out with 7 kids. Hand, foot, and mouth disease. It's like a rash that you get from your kid putting their hand in their butt and then putting it in their mouth.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you, by the time your episode comes out, people will be like, they're talking about Woodrow Wilson, actively. Like, what do you think Woodrow Wilson's going to win the presidency? That's how long ago we recorded our fucking episode.
Yeah, it's weird thing. We were talking. I don't even remember what the fuck we talked about.
Remember. It won't be relevant by the time it comes out.
At all. Maybe I think
I'll tell you what it was. We talked about the fucking me going to the convention, the upcoming convention.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So this is the after, and if you guys get to hear my before from 6 years ago, you'll get a chance to hear. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, we're talking about the Ron Paul convention for 2012. We're talking about that. That's what we're actually talking about.
So, yeah, man. You're in Pennsylvania. I'm in Iowa, man. We didn't have to deal with this COVID shit, but I haven't really had anybody from Pennsylvania on, man. How has it been over there for you guys with this crazy COVID time that we've been living in?
So we just had an election yesterday, and there were 4 ballot questions, and the first 2 were to limit our fucking dictator's power, and we won, but barely. Which, that's not good. That many fucking blue pill cheap be like, no, we need more lockdowns. That many people voted no, to keep his power, and it's crazy. So I think Tomorrow? I don't know. Other people are probably yelling at me right now, like, "No, you idiots! No, tomorrow." I don't know. Don't quote me on this. I think tomorrow, his emergency order officially ends, and then all the restrictions drop. That's probably wrong, but I think that's right. So if that's right, then I think he could be like, "No, I want to do it again," but then it has to go through the legislation. It's mostly, I think, Republican. And they're going to be like, no. Like, they're for sure going to say no. So then I think we could drop all the restriction shit because it's, killed fucking businesses like no end. And all this mask shit is fucking stupid. All the shit's
There's like 100,000 people in Philly right now going, why can't I go fucking have a cheesesteak?
Yeah. Well, there's also the problem is 100,000 people who are like, I need 18 masks to go have a cheesesteak. That's the other problem.
Yeah, and how are you gonna eat a cheesesteak with 15 masks on, man? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, if you wear 15 masks, you probably shove it up your asshole like you like everything else. I would assume that.
It's probably true. It's probably very true, man.
Probably eat all your food, no matter what.
yeah. It's like that episode of South Park where they smell their own shit all the time. That's literally how they live their life, man. I've been very fortunate to live in Iowa. We had no lockdowns. The mask mandate lasted like maybe a month and a half. Now our governor's, she's like basically, I will use executive power or legislative power to make sure that we don't have COVID passports here and blah 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 blah. So it's been nice.
Yeah, like I live in Bucks County, and Bucks County's it's pretty liberal. So like people are pretty liberal. It's like like, oh, wear your mask, and I'm like, it's like. Is it worth the fight I'm going to get into if I go into an Acme? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know me, and I know someone's going to pop their mouth off. And if I'm not wearing a mask, they'll be like, put your fucking mask. And if they say it like that, I'm going to choke him to death. And then I'm going to go to jail. So to me, it's like, I'll wear the mask in Acme to not go to jail. You know what I'm saying? But, like, I don't want to. Right. And I've never worn it outside once. Like, ever. Like, I've never.
Like a normal person?
Yeah, but, like, it's. I just know my temper, and I don't have willpower. So like I'll fucking do it if I have to just to go into a store. But yeah, like it's not going away unless this fucking thing goes away. I'm telling you that much right now. Because there's too many fucking. And I don't even know if like these businesses are necessarily like liberal minded, but like they're afraid to get fined, I guess, and they don't want to like lose more money, so they're like fucking wear the mask so we don't get fined. I don't know, dude. Like I don't know. It's bullshit. But hopefully these votes went through. So hopefully they drop, and hopefully it goes back to just how it was. But like they still have to wear masks at school.
Sure.
And like that's crazy. Take that shit off. Yeah, like, I don't understand.
That's the thing that never made any sense to me, man. Like, why are we like we know that the kids aren't even really spreaders. They're not affected by it almost at all.
Yeah.
Why are we making them wear masks? It's child abuse. It's literally child abuse.
It is child abuse.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, you can pump them with hormones, but you can't make them wear a mask. Is not. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm in Iowa, man. I really am. It's nice.
Dude, yeah, Pennsylvania. I mean, here's the thing, though. It's like I live right by Philly, so it's pretty liberal. And if you live right by Pittsburgh, it's also pretty liberal. But like outside of those, it's like, it's pretty red or libertarian, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Pennsylvania's one of those weird states. It's kind of like that, dude.
Yeah, if you look on a map, it's like my county's blue, Philly, Allegheny, where Pittsburgh is, and then it's just fucking red. Like everything else is just red. But it's a lot more people though are leaving the Republican Party and coming to the Libertarian Party.
Sure,
I've noticed that.
Yeah,
like especially like they're going. Like my wife was like, she was a Republican, but she was like, "This party's fucking trash." I was like, "Yeah, right." It's like they don't care about you or something.
Yeah, the Republican Party left me when they fucked over Ron Paul. I mean, I was done with them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, that's how I think most of us got here.
Yeah, I think watching the Republicans basically tell everybody that they don't care about liberty anymore. That was it for me.
Well, so I was never a Republican or Democrat. Like, I just never knew what I was. But then once 08 hit, I was like, oh, I'm whatever this guy is. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm this guy. Is it Paul? Is that this guy? Am I a Paul guy? Like, you're just looking around the room like, am I? No one? Just me? Okay. And like no one, again, everyone called him like a radical, like a crazy person. And I'm like, I don't know, he seems pretty normal to me.
Yeah, this sounds right. I think this is correct, I believe.
So the guy saying like we should stop killing people overseas and wasting our own American lives, you guys are against that? Like, I don't know, it sounds pretty logical to me.
Yeah, I agree. Fully agree, man. Absolutely.
But that's how I got to the party.
Yeah. Dude, same. I mean, 2008 was it for me. I mean, I was still Republican registered. Then I was stumping for Ron Paul in California, and then I watched what they did to him over the next 4 years, and I was like, fuck this Republican thing, dude. No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Straight trash.
And who the hell would join the Democrats? I mean, you know.
I mean, it's like here's people. I'm sure you get this a lot too from right and left people because once you find out the Libertarian, they're like, huh. First of all, when I voted, you have LN next to your name, you know. The lady looked at me like, I don't even know what to do with you. Like, she was like, are you allowed to be here? Like, can you vote? Like, what? She's like, Jen, come back here. Like, I don't know. We have an LN. Like, people were like all over the place, dude. Sorry,
he dropped his weed.
Not my headphones. Not my headphones loose. Yeah, it's like, it was like, they didn't even know what to do with me, but like, it's a weird, it's like weird being a libertarian in such a world of like, you really, unless you seek out libertarians, you're just not finding any. So like they'll always ask you to be like, well, who do you hate? And like, well, I don't hate anyone unless you're actively against, you know, freedom and shit. But then like, no, but who do you hate? I'm like, okay, well, I'll tell you. So really, it's like, who pisses me off more? The fucking left, honestly. Sure. Because they don't care at all about our money. At all. All they care about is bullshit virtue signaling, which does nothing.
Right.
So like, yeah, the side that tells me I'm an asshole and I'm a fucking racist and I can't think the way I want and the fucking, yeah, I'm against that side more than the other side who's like, government's fine. And I'm like, well, it's not. Yeah, the right sucks, but it's like, they're not trying to actively silence you.
Right.
That's the difference.
True.
That's the real, and like, they suck to no end, but the left will try to ruin you. Where at least I talk to people on the right all the time. I'll have civil discourse. But the left, dude, vitriol. It's like this animosity, anger. They're like, fuck you. I'm like, I just said taxes are theft. They're like,
yeah. Like I'm just trying. I just want to grill in the backyard without getting fines for my grass getting too long. Can you guys chill the fuck out?
Right, and that's the thing too. They're like, you hate people, but they're like the first ones to be like, I hope your family dies. And you're like, cool, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Like,
all right, all right. Yeah, I know the tolerant left strikes again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking every time, man. So
every fucking time.
What's next for Adam Nutter, man? What do you got coming up?
Just trying to fucking just get back out there, man. Now that things are opening up again, I'm just on the road more. You know, just trying to do more road gigs. Hey, if you guys want to see me in your fucking town, hit me up. You know, I'll come out for sure. If you guys want to see me, I'll travel anywhere. I don't give a shit. It's my job, so I'll definitely come out. But yeah, I'm just trying to grow the podcast, grow my stand-up. Hopefully, I talked to Michael Heiss. Hopefully, we could do more stand-up at like the Mises Caucus bashes and stuff like that, and events around the country. So if you guys come out to those, hopefully I'll be there doing stand-up. I did it at the Pittsburgh one, so that was fun. Yeah, man, just trying to just do stand-up again because last year was fucking rough.
Yeah, dude, it's been rough for everybody. I talking to Dave too. He was like the same thing. He's like, this, you know, it was fucking hard not being able to. No comedy clubs. What am I gonna do? I'm a stand-up comic. Yeah,
it sucks when you go from doing like 10, 15 shows a month to doing like 20 shows. I did like 20 shows the whole year.
Jesus.
Whatever the fuck it was, you know, and you're like, and you forget jokes. You forget how to tell. You just get up there and you're like, babies are fucking dumb, huh? Like I don't, like I forgot. Like you forget all your material. But now I'm back in. You know, I've been back in the groove for a bit. But like when I first, like the first set back after like everyone was off, that was, I was reading off my phone almost like. And then I went to the store. Is that funny to you guys? Is that funny? Is it registering? I was like, I don't remember how to tell this joke. I'm sorry. Everything's back to normal now. I was fine the other day. So, but yeah, that's it.
Well, shit, there's a comedy club in Iowa, man. Well, you know, let me know.
Is there?
Yeah.
What? Where?
Des Moines, man. There's like a big.
What's it called?
You know, there's a big fucking city here. I don't know. I've never been there. It's been closed since I've been here.
I never even heard of another comic being like, I'm going to Des Moines, Iowa to do comedy.
Yeah. Hey, man. You know, look, I'm telling you, dude. It's the land of ranch dressing and corn. If you like that shit, you'll be happy here. You know. What I
got a corner of the market up there.
yeah, dude. It's yeah, exactly. Hey, shout out to Lo-Fi Republican. Thank you for the super chat. He asked when's the Jeff Shipley episode. Whenever Jeff Shipley hits me up, man. When he hits me up, I sent him several messages. in his DMs, and he has not responded to me. So when Jeff Shipley hits me up, we'll schedule a show with Jeff Shipley. Drywall O said, "Brah." Thank you for the super chat, brah. Right back at you, brah. Love you to death. Thank you guys so much. Hey, man, where can all these wonderful people find you at, Adam?
Yeah, man. Just check me out at Adam Nutter on Twitter and Instagram, and Adam Nutter Comedy on Facebook and TikTok. Even though TikTok's whatever, I don't really use it. But more importantly, please follow me on Twitter, and please subscribe to Cult of Us in the Porcupine. Cult of Us is available everywhere. YouTube, we definitely use subscribe. All subscribers will help. And then the Porcupine, again, that is live except iTunes right now, but it will be. And I'm gonna put it on my YouTube channel, which I just kind of started. I have literally 0 subscribers. I don't use it for anything but to watch it, but I got to turn that around. So go to YouTube, search Adam Nutter, and subscribe to that. So please, you'll find all the Porcupine episodes and stand-up stuff on my YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, well, I really appreciate you coming on. That's pretty much all I had for today, man. And hopefully, once you get back on the road and stuff, we can get you scheduled somewhere in Iowa, bro.
Dude, fuck yeah, man. Thanks for having me on, brother, bro. That was awesome.
Of course, man. I appreciate you. All right, guys. Another awesome episode of Break the Cycle. I love that guy to death, man. He's quickly become one of my favorite people in the movement. He's hilarious, as you have seen. Definitely go and follow him at the Cult of Us on Twitter, at Adam Nutter on Twitter, and also, like he said, the Porcupine, which is his new Libertarian podcast, that will have an episode with me on it eventually someday, I think, I hope. It's pretty cool stuff, man. I'm like I said, a big fan, so you guys go be a big fan too. Of course, check out LorenZotti.coffee for all your delicious Italian coffee needs delivered directly to your door. Bring the taste of Italy home. Use BTC at checkout for a 10% discount. Of course, TopLobster.com, my friend, my partner, one of the coolest dudes I know in this world. Go to his website, buy awesome gear like the fuck around and find out hoodie that I'm wearing today. Use BTC at checkout for a 10% discount. And AnthemPlanning.com for all your emergency and crisis planning needs. Wonderful people. Please use them. See how they can help your life and business. Let's see what's coming up next. Tomorrow, I will have the makeup show with Mark Claire from Lions of Liberty. That's going to be an awesome show. I'm really looking forward to it. It will be recorded, unfortunately, because we could only do tonight, and so that won't be live. It'll be recorded, but I will make it a premiere, and I'll be hanging out in the live chat with you guys. And then, of course, on Friday, we have the great Zuby will be on the show. I recorded that episode 2 days ago. Super stoked to put it out. I'm a huge fan of Zuby. He's one of my favorite Twitter follows. He's an amazing dude. You're going to love this show. Definitely smash that subscribe button. Check out the Patreon at patreon.com/breakthecyclejs. And if you don't like Patreon, like a lot of libertarians don't, you can also check out the same thing at subscribestar.com/breakthecyclejs. I will see you guys tomorrow for the show with Mark Claire from Lions of Liberty. But until then, don't forget to break the cycle.
Due to legal reasons, I just have to explain. The lyrics of my last song may seem to contain a violent call to action in the verse and refrain, but I just landed in Minecraft. The helicopter part was in reference to GTA 5 and the things you do. So any violence you commit, I am not an excuse, because I just landed in Minecraft. Well, Chipper is my friend and he's constantly cold. Accusations of incitement getting totally old. Make your own choices, yeah, you have control, because I just landed in Minecraft. Obviously, I would never advocate force unless there's due process and a trial, of course. And if you're convicted, we will make you a corpse in Minecraft, just in Minecraft. Nothing on me